Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Urban Update. I'm Byron Barnett. On the show this morning, a marathon that challenges high school students to reach their full potential. Also, the National Center for Race Amity inaugurates its Medal of Honor Awards. And as JFK's assassination closes in on its 50th anniversary next month, we look back at yet another interesting view on the matter. But first up, October is Bullying Prevention Awareness Month. And our next guest is not only a top bullying prevention expert, but she's also the author of With All My Might, where she describes her three-step approach designed to end bullying in schools across America. Joining us this morning via Skype from Chicago is Gabriella Van Ray. Gabriella, welcome to Urban Update. Thanks for being here with us this morning.
Thank you for having me. Okay,
well, let's just get right to it here. This whole issue of bullying, is it still as big an issue as it was when we first started talking about it just a few years ago, when it really sort of came on the scene?
A true epidemic. I think even the difference of 4 years is being amazing.
Really? How many suicides, I guess, what are some statistics? How often is this happening now?
The statistics are pretty confusing out there. First of all, 20% of children have been bullied in schools. That's the consensus. That's the official statistics. But when I go into assemblies, 85% have been bullied. So a lot of it is not reported. In the suicides, we say 1 out of 3 children have been bullied through cyberbullying, which is obviously very new to all of us. But what we need to know is that the cyberbullying actually has now gone into suicide afterward, gone up and up and up, and the rates are really terrible. I think there's 1 child that dies in the U.S. per day on cyberbullying.
Well, again, I guess staying on the whole social media thing, talked about how much of an issue cyberbullying is, as opposed to just the traditional bullying, the big kid picking on the little kid at school.
Well, I think the big problem, and I think we have a really hard time understanding this, because you and I did not grow up with the technology. And so for these students today, it is a way to amplify everything. So when they put a humiliating picture, for example, on the networks, on the social networks, the problem is humiliating because it's really cowardly. Not only you see it, but 100 of your friends and 100 of their friends. So before you know it, it can go viral.
Now, you've said that smartphones are actual weapons, and you say that you actually oppose certain social media websites, don't you?
I oppose a lot of the websites, but the problem is they won't go away. So what I like to do is actually create more awareness. First of all, you need to understand that when I speak in the younger generation, literally grade 1, 2, and 3, more than half of these children are on Facebook. And I think this is not what we intended Facebook to be, right? You have to be 13 and over.
Well, what are some things that parents can do to bully-proof their children, if you will?
The first thing I would like parents to do, whether you have a child that is the bully or the victim, I would like you to start communicating. Start finding out what those apps are. Make it fun at home. Make it into a game and say you want to learn. Let them teach you what Instagram is. And you have a right as a parent, and I know we find this difficult because kids get really angry at us, but you have a right as a parent to be on every app your son or daughter is. And that way you can monitor for their safety, not to spy, but for safety reasons.
Now, which particular, I know you said the websites aren't going away, but which particular websites do you really have a problem with respect to bullying?
I heard a lot in the last .fm. Most people don't even know it. There were a lot of suicide cases on that website. Could you repeat that?
Which one was that?
.fm was one of the big ones last year.
Wow, you say there were a lot of suicides, a lot of bullying activity.
And they wrote one of the last, ditch efforts from the student to reach out to someone, to not make them feel so lonely as if they were the only one being hurt. And unfortunately, it's tons of students, tons of children are being cyberbullied, but it feels when you're in it, it really feels like you're the only one.
Now,
and that's the part I want to get rid of.
Okay, where can viewers go to get more information about your advice and the things that you're telling people, since you are an expert in this area?
Well, the easiest is just to either go to my YouTube channel or go to my Facebook. It's under author Gabriella, because I know it's hard to type my last name. And I have a website, of course, but people can see the media segments that I do, like people like you that are trying to get the awareness out there for the parents and for the schools and the educators. I am willing to come to assemblies and talk and do more than just do an assembly, but actually do workshops with the students. And one of the things that's important to know is I provoke all the emotions in these students by talking about what I know that really happens, because I'm boots on the ground.
Okay, Gabriella, thank you very much, Gabriella Van Ray, the author of With All My Might, and an expert on bullying. An important topic, not just this month, but all year long.